Okay boys, COVID mask, even though I'm by myself. Camera shy. What's up guys, welcome back to another quick review of what we're doing today. This is an b16. One of the cleanest examples you'll see. It's got the sunroof, got some of the JDM bits. Obviously the B16 is fresh. Let's get into it. And as we get into the engine bay, got some nice bits and pieces over here. You know, it's got the strut bar from your EK, some nice little fancy nuts, got a few little other things too, solenoid cover. Well, anyway, this is all dress up stuff. The point being, this B16 over here is in dire need. Oh, it's some of the little things. So yeah, got a little bit of a leak here, got a few things, I don't know if you guys can see that. And obviously the VTEC solenoid in customary fashion is a bit wet too. Yeah, boys branch, stock intake, nice little B16. Little reference we have in there, you know your boy got the aluminium T going, fuel pressure reference, and I guess we'll clean it up from there. Before I forget, most importantly, factory fuel filter, factory fuel line, a little bit of a T, don't know if that's clear enough. I got 2 clamps on there, it's the best I could do today. Also, please remember to always thread tape the insert for the fuel pressure gauge. Otherwise, this is going to be a leaky boy. Anyway, b16. Usually, obviously, we do a lot of engine builds. We tend to gravitate towards... this is the kind of thing we like. So, well, you'll see more of this once it's done. Ultra Street Rep, AAE ported, it's massive. But this particular EG is actually here for touch-ups. The conversion wasn't done by us. The motor was installed by somebody else, hence the car being here. Oh, let me just stop that. Okay, well, I mean, we all try and do our best. We get as far as we can, you know. But it's very difficult for guys to be finicky, I guess. Most people don't have the time. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to not be finicky. So we've paid careful attention to every bolt, every nut, swapped a few things out, wiring in an O2 sensor, fuel pressure reference, a little bit of custom work, I would say, in the head assembly, because that thing does not sound the way I want it to sound. Plain and simple. We like a quiet engine, it's a healthy engine, it should never be loud. It's a B series, granted it's over 20 years old or whatever, but you take care of it and it'll take care of you. Anyway, back to the show. Okay boys, stay tuned. Ooh, clean. Let me give you some of the gems. I stole that from a YouTuber. Some of what I think is necessary to maintain a car that's, well, I mean, as old as, what is that old? As a teenager or a second, third year student, post-grad, doesn't matter. Right, so, factory bolt. This is kind of what you'll find on your distributor assembly kind of vibes. Horrible, disgusting. Give me a second for this. And here we have the counterpart with an Allen cap. There's the bolt rating. Oh, jeez, okay. Anyway, so clearly if you had to choose bolts, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Stainless, Allen cap, it's on the distributor, it's so simple, so easy to swap, it doesn't have to be complicated. And then we have another prime example. This is a bolt which I found in the driver's side, or wherever you're from, well, yeah, on the right hand side of the car, of the transmission. This holds the bracket in place. Obviously it's seen the best of its time, you know. Nothing is wrong with using this bolt, I guess, if you clean it up nicely, get some nice results, but this is disgusting. Ew. And just to speed things up, the counterpart. Stainless, Allen cap for easy access, same length and all that, with a little bit of a neat washer added to that. Let me put these down. Once again guys, no brainer, sorry for the flash. So, moral of the story is this: replace the bolts, come on. Clearly if you can drive a B series VTEC or something similar, you must have the budget to at least replace a bolt or two. And this goes for everybody. I myself only started doing this maybe a few months ago. Oh my god! But it definitely helps in terms of visual appeal, ease of removing things. You're never going to have a scenario where you're fighting with a car and it seems like the bolts just don't want to come out, and you got to line things up and you're moving it and you're shocking it and you're doing all kinds of things. And if you work comfortably and you use something like an impact wrench, I mean, the chances of stripping it is significantly higher. So, new bolts, cheap. You don't have to chrome it out or go titanium or anything. Even if it's a replacement bolt in the same tensile strength rating or whatever as the one you took out, it's only going to help you by removing it. So, free gem, any bolt in that place. It's not a specialty part. You can take it with yourself. If you don't know much about bolts, obviously your bolt has a length. It has a pitch, which refers to like the gaps in between the threads, and then the diameter of the bolt. So you don't even have to do anything but take the bolt in and have it replaced. So, okay guys, gem number 2 or 3 or 4, who cares? Take the info, it's free. Most of the time when you replace suspension parts, a lot of the places are going to, well, give you the parts and let you go home. And obviously when they quote you, they'll quote you on the cheapest part possible. Now, this is a little brand we've been using for a while. It's called A+. Local guys will know. If you don't know, now you know. Yes, if you're in South Africa and you buy suspension parts and things like that, you'd obviously want to spend, I don't know, a reasonable amount of money for something that performs the task. So if you look at these A+ parts, this is super sorry. The ones that you normally get. And between this, I mean, I don't know how clear that is, but I would say this is a quality unit. And they tend to last a lot longer than what you buy over the shelf. Like, once again, can't name the brand, but I guess you're paying 50 bucks more, 30 bucks more, maybe even 20 in some cases. So, ball joints, stabilizer links, that kind of thing. Do yourself a favor and get this. Let's have a look. Spoon sticker. I don't know, I'm a Honda fanboy, but that is legit. Anyway, if you take a peek down here, this mounting has been removed. Some wires running beneath the bracket for the transmission. I don't know why whoever worked on this car before, this is top-notch custom work.
I never expected it, but God gave it to me.
Right, back to what I was saying. This is the unit which was removed from here. I mean, obviously, if you're looking at it from this angle, you can clearly see where it broke. So you'll see there's quite a amount of play on this bushing, which is obviously why a lot of the guys that drive Hondas don't understand that these pirate mountings are under 200 bucks. They don't tend to last long, first and foremost, point number 1. Point number 2, I mean, that's clean. That's broken off clean. On a freaking factory car, no words. So we'll probably pull this one out, pull the one on the other side out, which would be located down there in the same position. It also has a kind of a bracket, while that your power steering also connects to. And let me just see right here. So this obviously just slips on there, and it'll be lifted up, it'll be lifted up, it'll be lifted up. Ooh, gooey. And it'll be bolted over here and over there, and we'll have a fresh new nut with a washer on there, and it'll keep things nice and stable. Gearbox is clean though. So anyway, in most cases what you're going to look to do is to replace those mountings with a poly unit, right? So 3 options. A, buy a replacement pirate one, let it go to crap, break it again. B, which I feel like is the most cost-effective, simple way to do it, purchase yourself some poly mounts. You don't have to purchase poly mounts, you can have them made. There's a lot of places, especially locally, that do polyurethane bushings and mountings and stuff like that. And then option 3 is buy a set of the billet torque mounts. But then again, you get different hardness ratings, and I mean, obviously, they all aren't the most comfortable. So there's obviously a sacrifice you have to make in between, well, A being comfort and B being reliability. So it's about finding that little 50% in the middle. So yeah, let me show you guys what the solid mounts look like. Hectic. Man, I love me some neochrome. Anyway, back to the mounting. So this would be a fine example of the billet mounts. These are the Ipman racing ones, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. Yeah, it's neat. It works for racing. I mean, you eliminate things like wheel hop and, you know, rocking, which, I mean, obviously you struggle. If your motor is tilting forward and back, your shifter linkage is obviously attached to the transmission, which is obviously attached to the motor, which is obviously attached to the body. Got one weak link, and then this whole thing starts twerking as if it's Saturday night. These are nice. They are kind of aggressive. They come with a nice little washer. So let me just find that. Give me a second. Here we go. So washer with an Allen cap. Stay there. Thank you. And there's your washer with an Allen cap that goes right through and into the body. These do come in various hardness ratings as well, so you don't always have to go for a stiff car. And even if you go for the poly mounts, which obviously this whole thing won't be braced like that, it'll obviously just be the shell like the stock one with a bushing in the center, and then obviously your mounting material. So what you can do is, once they poly it, you can actually drill some reliefs. And what I found works is if you drill with like probably a 6mm bit, just a few, give or take 10mm apart, that kind of thing, which gives the bush, I mean, obviously room to move. This being a solid mount, it's a bad example, it won't move, but it'll take, you know, the vibration away, it'll make things a bit more comfortable, and then obviously you can, you know, have the best of both worlds. You got your reliability, you got a low service, low maintenance part that's going to last much longer than the aftermarket one. That's a piece of crap. So, free gems.
I'm suffering from crack!